Hey, welcome back to JG3 Reviews. My name is James, and here we like to look at fountain pens, paper, and ink, and all of that good stuff. This would be a pen pouch, or a pen case, or a pencil case, or I don't know, maybe you're carrying a chili dog in here. You know, some of you, I don't know what in the world you're doing in your free time. Anyway, this is from Hongdian, the people who make the Black Forest series of pens and a whole bunch of other pens that, frankly, we've come to appreciate around here. And sometimes you have more of those inked up than you can carry in your shirt pocket or your purse or whatever it is that you're using. And so you want a bigger case to carry more things in, and that is what Hongdian has brought you. So first, let's look at some of the details here on the outside. It is made of a synthetic fabric that is nice and tough and durable. I think that's going to hold up really well. It does have these snaps that keep the flaps closed. I'll show you that in a second, and that might be an area where I would encourage them to maybe do a little bit of an upgrade. However, this case is right now, and this is, pre-worst tariff days, $16.99 where I bought mine. And so it's a pretty good deal. Again, prices on anything Chinese here in the U.S. is a little bit, shall we say, fluid. So we'll see how that goes. But at the moment, it's a quite affordable case. It comes in several colors. I chose this sort of a military or camping outdoors, sort of a green color. That's what I was going for when I was choosing the color that I wanted. Plus, it also complemented well the pen that I also had in the same order. That could have had some influence as well. It does have these two carrying handles in case your pens are so heavy that you need both hands to carry them. I don't know what pens those would be, but some of you may. Anyway, you can carry it like this, you can carry it like this, or you can squish in the middle like a heathen takes their toothpaste tube, and those people need help that squeeze from the middle. But you can do that. It's your pen case. That's your business, right? On the outside, the only other things you're going to see are these two little snaps, and that's the back side of the snaps that hold the pouch to the flap, and this little label there. I don't know, what are they? Camping cats? That looks like a tent behind them and a forest and the moon. So I guess this is like, I don't know, outdoorsy cats. Anyway, if you don't like the label, you can always remove it. You then have this zipper with a Hongdian branded pull. That works just fine. And there's plenty of room for a lot of stuff in here. I've got plenty of room left over. And I've got highlighter, pencil, stapleless stapler. Love that thing. Very handy. And a pencil sharpener. So we got multiple nations. This is international in here. I see American, Chinese, Japanese, German, and then of course you got to get a little bit of Wally World and India. So yeah, we're representing a huge chunk of the population of the earth just with what's in that little pouch. If you open up what on mine is the right side, well, that's where you get your pencil or pen holders, and you got room for 3. There is a protective flap, but I had been messing around with those pens a few minutes ago, and that will also keep those from slipping out when you're carrying it from maybe the wrong end. That could be very important. The loops are pretty good and tight, strong elastic, and so far they have held those very snug, and so security within those rings has not been an issue. They're kind of a heavy-duty version of what you might get on the little ring of the Leuchtturm thing, and really holding those pens in there. You got another flap there, and again, that actually can be at least helpful in protecting those pens or pencils, again, whatever you got in there. And then on the other side, you have a netted pocket with, again, a Hongdian branded zipper pull, and I've got, flash drive adapter and a preppy highlighter in there. And I mentioned that you can take this apart, and this does bring me to one of the things that really is the only weakness I found with it. Everything seems pretty well put together. It's sewn just fine. Now, this is not like a rickshaw bag or anything with materials that high quality, but this is a good, inexpensive, everyday pouch. Something you might buy, for your kid to take to school, that sort of a thing. The one weakness that I see is in the snaps. I've had no trouble with them, by the way. No trouble. But I also have not, snapped and unsnapped them hundreds and hundreds of times either. They are plastic. I would love for those to be metal. I get, cost of parts, yada, yada, yada. But the plastic just kind of gives me that little bit of a question mark when it comes to really long-term durability. Now, in terms of the bag in the middle, there's really not much to go wrong there. So if this goes bad, you still got this, but that's not what you bought it for. You know what I mean? You can unsnap this middle part. If Let's say you don't need all that stuff and you just want something simple that day. Well, it unsnaps and you can just take this. Maybe you're traveling and trying to pare things down, make them even lighter. Maybe you're backpacking. You can just take that and you don't have to carry the entire thing. Likewise, even though it's not optimal, you can take this middle snap and snap it to this and have kind of a loose pen holder. It's pretty secure. Those pens aren't moving around in there. It's not an issue. Where I would say you would do that would be maybe inside backpack, computer case, something like that. If you got an iPad case with room enough for this, but not for all this, well, then maybe you just take this and then that will work and you can get by. And it's still going to protect those pens and pencils and things like that. But it does just have one snap available to you there. So it's good that the loops are strong and it's good to make sure that that's zipped up. But certainly you can do that. Now, in all my wrangling around, I have uncovered that, so you might have to check that every now and then. But again, very, very good. There's a perfect fit for this. I am, by the way, going to review the Hongdian WA35 here pretty soon. And as you can see, the complementary matching in the pen there, pretty good, right? Works pretty well for that. Olight there too, the Olight Glow with its built-in LED lights and lasers and all that good stuff. That kind of seems appropriate to this case too, doesn't it? And helpful because if you take this pen with you, this is more than enough room that you need to carry a charger and stand for that pen should you be going on a trip that long. Then when you're done, you just snap all that up. And you're good to go. So far, been a nice, durable, handy pen case. Most of its strengths and weaknesses are going to be that it's not reinforced or anything like that. And I do wonder about those plastic snaps. If I were comparing it on both strengths and weaknesses, it might be something like this Cubics pen case, which I've reviewed before. You can check that out. Link in the description below. But this one has been very durable. I have carried this all over the place. Frankly, it still looks almost brand new. And hopefully, this one will stand up to the test just as well. What do you think? Is that something you can find useful? Are pen case reviews useful? And if so, is there something? I didn't get that one quite done right, did I? That was me. User error. That'll happen. It'll happen around here for sure. But if there's something that you would like me to check out, you can mention that. I can't make any guarantees, but I do add all those things to my list and hit on some of them when I can. With that, I hope you have a wonderful week. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next review.